Hello and welcome to Jep's Outdoor Adventures. I'm your host Jep. We're out on the range today and we're going to be doing another jugs test. Now we're finally getting around to do it. We're testing out the 444 Marlin. Now we're specifically testing out some of this Hornady LEVERevolution loads. These are the, let's see here, the 265 grain FTX loads. Now I've been talking about this loadout for some time, and if you know me and my channel, you know I love the 444 Marlin. But we have some stuff come up lately and I wasn't able to get around to doing this video earlier in the year like I wanted to, but we're finally doing it and we're testing out some of these loads and we're testing out the 444. Now, in my opinion, the 444 is one of the best lever action cartridges out there and I believe it deserves more attention. So hopefully this video will help draw some attention to the 444 and hopefully show you whether or not this loadout is right for you. Now, we're doing a jugs test, and to simplify it down, I have a lot of people asking why I do a jugs test versus ballistics gel or some other types of testing mediums for my videos. And the simple answer is, it's what I can afford and it's what I can do. I appreciate Bobby and Alan, two guys who have been helping supply me with jugs for these videos. It really does help out, but the idea is we have a row of water jugs that we filled to the brim and capped off. And for me, it really does realistically simulate a large animal, like a moose or an elk, or even something as small as a whitetail. So it should be able to simulate heavy muscle mass and fat, and we're also going to be adding in a simulated bone barrier test. Now we did this in our last video for the Federal Hammer Down ammo for the 4570, and the idea is it's going to replicate some thick bone. So if you happen to hit the shoulder blade or some thick ribs, you get to see how well this load would punch through them if you didn't get just perfect shot placement. So I'm interested in seeing how well this does. We don't have a lot of time left, so we're going to get to it. Let's get set up and see how well it does. Here we go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Woo! Okay, let's go check that out. Well, y'all, you just got to witness the mighty devastation the 444 brings to the table. Let's see here. Okay. I love it when we get to water the lawn with these big bores. Let's see. Really did blow this one up pretty good. A couple down here. Shot placement wise, we're pretty good. A little off to the right. Oh, and if I forgot to mention, we were set up at 53 yards. I tested out with the rangefinder, so. I don't see anything there. But I do see something right there. Okay. I'm going to try and pour it out without getting all wet. And there we go. Look at that. Mushroom pretty well. Alrighty. Just want to show this is the very first jug. I missed it. Blew it to bits. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. So 6 jugs, and it did dent this one a little bit. Looks okay though. So, alrighty. Okay, second shot with the LEVERevolution load. Here we go. I flinched pretty good on that one. Let's go check that out. Alrighty, so we got up here already. You can see we blew 3 off the table. Here's the 4th one. Looks like we got a pretty good shot. I mean, we did hit a little far to the right, but I think we captured the bullet. I don't know. Nope. Went a little too far. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll try and get set up again. See if we can capture the bullet this time. Okay, third shot with the LEVERevolution ammunition. Here we go. Man, I flinch every time. Jeez. Let's go check that out. Alrighty, okay, so we have another 3 that were blown completely off the table and hit a little too far to the right. Does not sound like we caught anything. Nope. Okay, well, we're gonna have to move on to the bone barrier test before we run completely out of jugs. So here we go. Okay, so with our simulated bone barrier, we have our masonite layer. This is 1/4 inch thick with a little bit of the faux hide. And then we have a water jug, and then we have with a 5/8 inch thick layer of wood, and then we have our 1 inch diameter dowels, and then the rest of the water jug. So hopefully we'll be able to either catch the bullet in here or get the bullet to go into the next jug. If it does that, I'm pretty happy with the performance. If it does anything more than that, that's great. So let's get back and try and see if we can catch this bullet. Here we go. Okay, next shot with the simulated bone barrier test. I got set up on the tripod so that you wouldn't see me flinch again. Here we go. That's awesome. Let's go check that out. Okay, so as we arrive here upon the scene, we see masonite got hit pretty good. If I can move you around so I can show you. Looks like we hit right there. Blew that jug completely off the table. Here's your simulated bone barrier. Now it is a bit of a mess. No, I don't know what happened to the bullet. It may have gone off to the side. See if we can pull out these dowels. It just went right through. No, it hit that one. Definitely hit that one. It's not in there. I'm gonna suppose that it went off the table because we're not seeing it. So we know it went through the simulated bone barrier, which is not an easy one to go through. We had to set it up a little bit on the fly, but it worked pretty well, and it went into 2 water jugs. So penetration wise, it is on point, and being a hollow point, that's pretty neat. So I'd say for moose, it would probably work just fine. Okay, last shot. We're gonna try and do just the jugs here, see if we can catch the bullet just one last time. Here we go. Did you hear that? I heard a bullet go twang.
Yeah.
Let's go check that out. Now, first thing I want to note is you can see bits and pieces of plastic all over. We are going to be cleaning all this up and recycling, but it's quite the impressive sight to see. Speaking of, I don't know if that jug right there was from this or not, but there's these 2, I know for sure. I'm going to guess that's about where we hit, right there. I don't see a bullet in there. Yeah, and this guy's still full, so I don't know why, but we don't have a bullet. So there we go. Okay, turns out it looks like it was angled like this towards us, so it makes sense why the bullet hit here and went out the side. That's why we didn't catch it. I was wondering why the bullet would have hit here and we wouldn't have caught it. So it makes sense now. Okay, everyone, we're back out on the range today, and I know it is really snowy out. The snow is hitting me from this direction, so I am trying to make sure that no snow gets on the lens or in my eye. So I apologize if I am blinking and squinting quite a bit. But anyway, I figured I would tell you the chronograph results. Now, the reason why I'm telling you them instead of showing you them, simply because a little bit ago we got some footage of the chronograph results. We took 6 shots with the 444 here, but the fact is that that footage is painful to watch, to say the least. It just did not turn out well at all. So to keep it short, I did get the readings. The first reading we got from the first shot was 2,377 feet per second, which was the highest recorded number. Then we got 2,057 feet per second. That was from the second shot. Then the third shot was the lowest number we got, with 1,879 feet per second. And then it shot back up with 2,032 feet per second. The next shot was 2,235. And then the last shot was 2,225. So about that 2,200 margin is about right for the ammunition. If you look on the box here at the muzzle, the recorded numbers should be about 2,325. So it is about right. We were only about 10 feet away from the target, so considering we got some very good results, I'd say that's right on. Now I do want to say, before I forget, that the firearm we're using today is not a new Marlin, right? We now know that Ruger just bought Marlin. We haven't seen them do anything with them yet. They're moving everything and doing all that tobacco, but this is not a Remington-owned Marlin either. This is the actual original Marlin. My father has had this for over 30 years. So this is the Marlin 444S with the micro groove barrel. So the results may differ if we do this again with a newer Marlin, which, you know, I can't help but hope that we do get to do that in the near future. But anyway, now I'm going to cut to some footage that I took last week where I'm on the stump top. I'm going to weigh the bullet that we caught, and I'm going to measure the diameter of that bullet and see how well it did. So we're going to cut back to when it wasn't snowy. So here we go. Alrighty, so now we are on the good old stump top, and we have our Hornady little scale out, and we're going to measure the bullet. Now, here it is right here, and we're going to wait till it zeros. Well, unfortunately the breeze does affect the numbers, so it ain't going to be 100%, but if I tried doing this inside, you wouldn't ever be able to actually see this thing. So it looks like it's about 207.2. $207.4. So that's about right. Considering it's a hollow point, it started out at 265 grains. So all in all, it did maintain most of its mass, and it mushroomed very, very well. So I'd say I'm pretty happy with that. I wish we were able to capture some of the other shots that we took, the bullets from those shots, but given how uniform the penetration was and the amount of power each load had, I'd say it's probably about right. The mushrooming and the expansion, the weight retention is probably going to be about on point. I'm sure that the rest of the loads would have reflected about the same amount of performance as shown here with this load. Now, we're going to try something a little bit different. We got our little digital caliper here. Now we're going to measure between the widest spots, which is right about here and right here. And I am right behind the tripod here in the camera, so I am trying to be very careful to not bump either. Let's see here, I gotta look at what I'm doing. Alrighty. I am in inches, just so you all know. And now we're going to go for the spot right about here. So hopefully y'all can see that all right. And for my friends who use millimeters instead, 14.7372 because I bumped it. This is way harder than it looks. 14.61, so looks about right. I zeroed it right before we started filming, so hopefully those numbers are fairly accurate. I am still kind of new to both of these. The bullet, I would say, mushroomed very well. Its penetration was very good, and its weight retention was very nice. So all in all, I'd say the bullet did very, very well. I'm pretty happy with it. I just, again, wish we were able to capture a few more to compare their performance and the numbers on them. But I'm glad we were able to at least capture one. Okay guys, we're back. And now we are going to give you my final thoughts. All in all, there really isn't much to say about this ammunition. This is the ammo my dad has been using the majority of the time he's had this firearm. Now, I don't know how long the LEVERevolution ammunition for the 444 has actually been out, but I know it's been out for a while. And this is the ammo that he's used to put down many a deer. He's put down some really good bucks with this rifle and with this specific loadout. And so I can tell you right now that no matter how it performs in the testing we've done today, it performs well in real life in the field. And so the testing has replicated exactly what it's done out in the field. Penetration is on point. The devastation is good, but it's not overly powerful. I have a lot of guys that have told me, no, the 444 is overkill, but yet they're the same guys who say that a 300 Win Mag is fine for deer. A lot of people think overkill, and they don't mean overkill. They just mean overpowered. The two are very different. Overkill is 50 BMG for prairie dogs. This is not overkill. It's a little overpowered compared to a 270 or 243 or 30-06, but it's not that much more powerful. It's a little bit different of a cartridge. A lot of people haven't used it, but like a lot of things, people feel like they have the right to judge something without ever knowing it. So I can tell you right now, the performance was great. It does do a lot of damage, but I can tell you right now that this load is perfect for deer, and that if you want to use it, you should try it. Of course, you don't want to shoot a small deer with this, but it'll put any animal in North America down. And I think the 444 is an extremely underrated caliber. I want Henry to make their new X model, an all-weather model, in 444, and I'd love to see when Ruger finally picks up Marlin and actually starts making firearms with it. I want to see them make the 1895 GSBL. It's the one with the green web stock and the 18.5-inch long barrel in 444. I really want to see the 444 shine. And if they promote it like they should, and I'll keep promoting it, I feel like it's finally going to get the recognition it deserves. There's a lot of calibers nowadays that just get picked up over and over again, and it feels really old, like with the 6.5 Creedmoor, Outdoor Life, and Field and Stream. They love promoting it, but they refuse to take a look at this caliber. Or if they do, they want to compare it to another one instead of actually letting it shine. And I think that's just cheapening the caliber out of what it deserves, and I think that's just wrong. And y'all, if you want a good big game caliber to take down anything in North America, you want a good guide gun. If you're going out in the bear country, you want something that will be able to put any bear that looks at you funny down in a jiffy. This is the caliber to look into, because unlike the 4570 or 450 Marlin, it hits extremely hard with over 3,000 foot-pounds of force, but it doesn't hit you that hard. 4570, if you really want a hot load, you go with a plus P load. And those, I'll tell you right now, they're fun to shoot, but if you're smaller than me, I would never let you shoot it. It'll knock you flat on your butt. This, however, it would thump you pretty good, but it ain't gonna hurt you. It's just a great all-around caliber. I would have no problem taking this thing to Africa, as long as I wasn't going after the biggest of the big animals. I have no doubt that this would work extremely well, and even then, its contemporary, the 4570, like I mentioned earlier, has been able to put down elephants, and that was back with older loadouts. You put in some plus P hardcasts or some loads from Underwood, their extreme penetrators, I've no doubt that it would get the job done just as well, if not even far better than it did back then. I'm sure this guy would be able to do the same. Not that I'd want to kill elephants. I love elephants. They're one of my favorite animals out there. But all I'm saying is that it could work for the job if you needed it to. But anyway, if y'all want to comment down below your experience with this cartridge, I'd love to hear it. We're going to be doing, again, more videos on it. and I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, if you love the 444 Marlin, please feel free to drop it down below, your experience with it, why you like it. I always love hearing about that. If there's other loadouts you'd like me to test out, please feel free to drop them down below. But make sure, if you want me to do that, to check out my Patreon account or my PayPal.me account. Either way, you can help donate to the channel. $1, $5 goes a long way to help support the channel, especially because of rising ammo prices. If you really want to see me do a test, since most guys can't send me ammo, the best thing you can do is to help me afford to buy ammo. And again, I'll have links down below to Henry's page as well as Marlin's and Ruger's. So if you want to help bombard them with suggestions of guns they can make in 444 Marlin, I will certainly let you, and I will continue to bombard them myself because I really want to see a Henry X and 444 Marlin. Just saying, it would be a really, really, really neat gun. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please feel free to hit that like button, that subscribe button, as well as that bell icon so you will be notified every time I come out with new outdoor themed videos. And yeah, comment down below your thoughts, your experiences. I'd love to hear it. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.